Let's add some color to the stump today. Make it stand out a little more. Hi everyone, I'm Catherine, the artist behind Bigelow Fine Arts. I'm continuing on the Forest Owlets in Kirby Rosanes' Fragile World. I have the full list of colors on my blog on Patreon, so go grab that if you need it. I'm working on the stump today, and that will mean covering a lot of paper. This is sped up and broken down into more than one video. I just couldn't figure out a great way to get this whole stump in without it just being a speed coloring, and I really want these to be more of a color along and learn. I realize it is hard to color along with a video, but I do want to help teach coloring with colored pencil. I am starting with walnut brown, and I am putting a light layer over the entire stump, even in the darkest areas. This adds in another layer to the darker areas, making them even darker. Sepia does a good job of adding in shadows, but sometimes I don't do a good job of filling in the tooth of the paper, and one layer is certainly never enough to completely fill in the paper, unless I am burnishing, which I hate to do. So many layers is what it will take to not only fill in the darkest part of the shadows, but also fill in this trunk to make it look smooth. If you are new here, welcome! I have the playlist for this series linked above. Since this one is building off the underpainting I did last time, it might be more helpful to go back one video and work up the underpainting. Otherwise, if you are just here to see how this comes together, sit back and enjoy seeing how this does come together. If you do decide to stick around, hit that subscribe button so you can keep watching this owl and stump come together as I post new videos. Now back to the coloring, and this is going to take a long time. I worked on the whole page with the walnut brown. For the video, I am just focused on the one section and moving through the colors to more clearly show what I am doing, since I have sped up the bottom section even more. Otherwise, this video would be really long and rather boring. Also, since I am adding in a layer over everything, this already long part is the easy part. My next color is burnt umber, and for now I am working on just the top with it zoomed in as much as I can to make it easier to see what I am doing. Any closer and I'm afraid it might get blurry and cut out the edges. For the burnt umber, I am again using light layers, but this time I am keeping the layers just to the lightest parts of the stump. I want to darken those areas up, but not make them nearly as dark as the shadows. So I am sticking to lighter colors for these lighter sections. Where there is a bit of shading, I add in a few more layers to help with the gradients and blends. I want to make sure the colors blend from one area to another. And since I am covering so much area, my pencil is getting quite dull quite fast, and that means it takes more layers to fill in the paper. I am definitely turning the pencil even more. Something to remember is that this is the ugly layering phase, filled with white spots and less than full coverage. I am also covering a very large area in one shot rather than breaking the page down into smaller chunks. The reason why I am not breaking the page down is that once I finish one section, will I really want to move on to the next section? And will I be able to make it look the same and blend together well? Maybe, maybe not. So I am going through in one big push with each color and coloring the whole stump all in one shot. Yes, this takes time. Yes, my arm does get tired. And yes, this is also my process. My final color for today is raw umber, and I am keeping the raw umber just to the lightest parts of the stump. I blend into the shadows just a little, but really I am only filling in the lightest part. I want to darken them up a little and bring in more brown for the stump. This seems to be missing its bark and looks like it is decomposing at this point, so a rich brown color will be very suitable and will help the branches stand out better in the end. Also, the owls are brown and they will blend in well with their surroundings. Although this looks like I am just giving a very light once-over, I am actually putting down a nice layer to cover the section I am working on. Yes, it is light, but I am also filling in the area and trying to fill in the tooth of the paper even more. And I am using small circles and sometimes even long ovals to smoothly fill in each area. I do try to break down the stump into sections and work them up so I don't lose track of where I am, although that does happen sometimes. Each layer is another chance to really fill in the paper and get even smoother coverage. The smoother the coverage, the better it will look, but that smooth coverage only comes with lots of layers, and even more specifically, lots of layers with sharp pencils. I might be missing on the sharp pencils, but I am more than making up for that with lots of layers. Don't be afraid to go back in and put down another layer if you are not liking the coverage you are getting. More than a few times, I will be passing by the easel and I will notice a light spot and just add in a quick layer to that area. And in one of the last videos, I went back and added in more layers to the background to help fill that in even more. Speaking of which, I still need to go back through and touch up the rest of the background. Enjoy the rest of this stump coming together, whether you are coloring along or just watching. Thanks for joining me on this massive stump today. This will take at least one more video to finish up, I hope. Let me know below or on social media if you colored along. I'd love to know how you did. I want to thank you all so much for coming along and joining in with me on this coloring journey. I appreciate all my subscribers and look forward to more of you joining in and coloring along with me. Please like, share, and subscribe to help that happen. Until next time, happy coloring.